How's it going? Fox back again, getting back on the requests. I've been spending a month making music, I've been letting things go, so yeah, it's time to get down and start doing some requests. This one was from Marcus Lewis. It was for the bass in this track. It's the Greek Never Disco, Zakos Styles, Magic Carpet. It's a Chunda Munki remix. The bass, he said, comes in at 1 minute 19 seconds. There's 2 or 3 different basses in here. I hope I've made the right one. It's sort of the underlying plucky subby bass that runs through the whole track, but I've added my own twist. I've added a few functions to the mod wheel so you can open it up and sort of add your own wobbles as it's playing. So yeah, this is it. Yeah, that was me wobbling around with the mod wheel. I'll solo this and you can see the effect that the mod wheel has. So it's just a basic plucky sort of sub with a consistent sub. You're going to need speakers, you're going to need monitors or some decent headphones to hear the underlying sub because it is really quite low. I've got a few parameters mapped to the macro so you can open it up. So flicking the mod wheel up and down, you can do those sort of wobbly sounds. Yeah, I will say quickly, if you enjoy this or any of my other tutorials, please subscribe. Deep House, South African, Brazilian bass style pack, and we're going to roll it all into one, is on the go. I'm about a third of a way through. So any requests for these sort of basses, Deep House bass, South African style DJs or Brazilian bass, send them through to my Facebook page. The link is in the description. Send them through as a direct message. Be sure to give all the relevant links to the track and the time that it comes in, and also what synth you want me to use to make it. So yeah, let's get going. So this is with Serum. Quite a straightforward patch, really. Turn the side chaining off for now. So we're going to go ahead and initialize this. So analog basic shapes. This is a square wave. Oscillator B is analog basic shapes and is a square wave. Well, bear with me a sec. I've got an exclusive plugin window on, auto hide plugin, multiple plugin windows on, auto hide plugin windows off. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, 2 square waves. The first one is down 2 semitones. Just going to turn this down because it's going to be loud. This one down 1 octave. 2 voices unison on the first one. Tiny bit of detune. Nothing for one, just keep it how it comes, exactly standard. All the phase, random, everything. This one we're going to control the level with an envelope later on. But for now, that is your basis of your sound. The sub oscillator is a sine wave, 2 octaves down, and we're going to send it direct out. Just sounds like a raspy square wavy mess at the minute. The main amp envelope I didn't do nothing with. Everything is going to be controlled by the filter envelope. How easy these sounds are to make. 3 basic waveforms, virtually 3 quick clicks away from an init patch, and then just control it with a filter. I use the MG Low 12, which it comes on as standard. The cutoff starting point I had at around 50 hertz, I believe. 40 hertz, something like that. It's real sub territory. Turn A and B on, so both oscillators A and B are going into the filter. We're going to drive it 31%, fatten it up about 20%. Quite a lot of resonance. That's what gives it that sort of, I call it a gooey sort of sound. Like rather than just a normal pluck, it gives it a resonant twang. It was easy for me to know that that was what was creating the sound. How you do it is you control it with an envelope. So the filter starts off closed. We're going to use an envelope to flick the filter open and then close it off over time. So drag envelope 2 to the cutoff. We want it around about 36. So 37, just past center, sort of 5/8 of the way around. Now we need to create that plucky sort of sound. So you want no sustain. You control the length with a decay. I do about half a second. And the slope changes the sound drastically. Sort of middling slope, almost linear. Bit of release. That is pretty much the basis of the sound. So we use this to control a couple of other things. The main one is the volume for oscillator 2, the higher pitched sound. We're going to turn the oscillator totally off. We're going to flick it in with this, not all the way, around about 33%. So the real subby, or the 2 octave down square wave, is taking prominence, and then we're just flicking in the higher one with the same sort of filter envelope. You can hear what happens if I give it some more modulation amount. Sounds too raspy. We just want a little bit of the higher octave oscillator coming through. So as I say, about 30, 34, 35. We're going to do some note modulation as well. This is like your key tracking. Create 2 nodes. You see there's 4 lines here, 4 boxes. Bottom of the first, top of the third. I do this quite often. Just gives a basic key tracking sort of mode. So the higher notes is going to open the filter up a little bit more. You'll see it on here. We need then to drag this to the cutoff to give it an amount, and then just a tiny bit, just add a little bit bright harmonics with some higher notes. I mean, you can go to real extremes and work out exactly what notes you've got. We don't want that though, we want it to be nice subtle change. So just bringing in a little bit more of the higher elements of the sound when a higher note is played. Tiny bit of key tracking, real simple, but it does all add to the sound. Yeah. We're going to assign some mod wheel parameters as well. We might as well do it while on this page. So drag the mod wheel to the cutoff, and we're going to push this around to pretty much there, 40. So that's what's giving us that wobble. We're going to go to the effects section just to add an EQ and a separate filter. Turn the filter off for now. So the EQ, I just created a peak, starting frequency about 100 hertz, gain where it is as standard, and then use the mod wheel spike envelope 2. So yeah, envelope 2 on the frequency, which is going to push the spike round. And then I use this first macro knob, and I called it spike because we're going to use this to dial in the gain. That's gone bipolar, which I didn't want it to do. We're going to use this to dial in the gain of this spike, or this peak. So we don't want it to go too crazy to there. So now you see this macro isn't working for some reason. What was that? Oh yeah, it is. You can see the peak there now. When the spike macro knob is on nothing, you don't see it. When it's on full, it's then just adding another bit of a resonant spike a lot lower down, which helps gives another edge to the sound. So I thought you might want to be able to pull that in or out. Then the mod wheel, I use a high pass filter for this when we're doing the wubs. A high pass 12, pull the cutoff down, mod wheel to push the cutoff of this high pass up, and also the mix for this filter We'll turn it on and we'll have the mix on full. I didn't change anything with the dryer's resonance fat or pan. So the mod wheel now, as you push your mod wheel in, it's opening the filter up in the main section. You'll see. You see that. And also in the effects section, it's turning the mix for the high pass filter on and then pulling out the lows. It's almost gives it more of a woobby feel. So we're opening the low pass filter up, but then we're pushing the lows out as well. You can hear it cutting the lows out. That helps give us that woobby sort of feel. Woob, woob, woob. That's it. I say there's nothing to it. 3 basic oscillators, 1 envelope doing the work, a couple of macros to help change it up if you want. So yeah, mess around with the mod wheel, have fun, do what you want. Yeah, easy peasy. As I say, keep an eye out for my next Serum pack coming out, probably end of this month, more likely end of next month. Yeah, it will be released on ADSR, Beatport, and hopefully Outbreak Audio if we can get the website up and running. But for now, that has been me, Fox, and that was another bass tutorial with Serum. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Cheers.